What happened when the quiet guy finally snapped? Everyone in my family knew that David was our emergency contact. Not 911, not AAA. You called David first. When my older sister's car died on the highway with her kids screaming in the back seat, David transferred $3,000 before the tow truck even showed up. He once drove 4 hours in a snowstorm to bring my mom cash when her furnace broke in January. Didn't even take his coat off, just handed her an envelope with $8,000 and drove back home to make it to work the next morning. I always felt bad about it, but whenever I brought it up to my parents, they told me that David's always been bad with boundaries. That's not our problem to fix. So while the rest of us posted photos of our sushi dinners and weekend brunches, he ate peanut butter sandwiches every day for lunch. When my brother Liam got that DUI, David was at the courthouse at 3 a.m. with bail money and a lawyer he couldn't afford. Liam never even said thank you, but this time was different. David's car finally died on I-95 during Monday rush hour. The transmission gave out completely. The mechanic said it was a miracle it lasted this long. $2,000 minimum to fix it, probably more. David sat in that grimy waiting room doing math on his phone. Rent was due Friday. He had $127 in his account. For the first time in 15 years, he opened our family group chat and typed, "Hey everyone, my car broke down. I hate to ask, but could anyone help with $500? I'll pay you back Friday when I get paid. Sorry again." Within seconds, the responses poured in. Sister Sarah with heart emojis, Liam with the muscle emoji saying, "Got you, bro." Mom saying she'd Venmo him right away. Cousin Melissa promising to send something immediately. I actually believed them. He thanked everyone 3 times, said he'd never forget this. David took 40 Ubers to work each way, watching his phone constantly. No Venmo notifications. By Thursday night, he was down to his last $20. He texted again, trying to keep it light. "Hey, just checking if anyone sent anything. Need to pay the mechanic in the morning." Sarah responded first. "Oh my bad. Derek's travel baseball tournament is this weekend and I'm swamped. Maybe next week?" Liam, "JGT bro, my account's overdrawn. You know how it is." Mom, "Honey, my social security doesn't come until the 3rd. Can't the mechanic wait?" Melissa left him on red. That weekend, my entire family put photos on their Instagram of our weekend trip to Hawaii that they didn't even invite him to. I tried to suggest it, but they basically just told me to shut the fuck up, lol. Well, Saturday was our monthly family dinner at Mom's house. David showed up like always, even though he'd had to borrow Uber money from a coworker. Everyone was there. Sarah complaining about her kitchen remodel taking too long. Liam showing off his new Apple Watch. Mom serving pot roast on the china David had bought her last Christmas. Melissa was FaceTiming from Miami, propping her phone against the centerpiece so she could still be part of family dinner. David sat in his usual spot, the wobbly chair nobody else wanted. They passed around the mashed potatoes, argued about the game, kids running through with sticky hands. Nobody mentioned his texts. Nobody asked about his car. It was like the last week hadn't even happened. Finally, during a lull in conversation, David set down his fork. "So is anyone going to acknowledge what happened this week?" My entire family dismissed him. Sarah didn't even look up from her phone. "What happened this week?" I asked for help for the first time ever, and everyone left me stranded. Liam snorted, reaching for more bread. "Dude, we all have bills. You can't expect people to just drop everything because your engine finally died." "My engine," David said slowly, "died because I never had money to fix it properly, because I gave it all to you." I pretended not to care about what was going on, but on the inside I was rooting for him. Mom sighed that particular sigh she did when she thought someone was being dramatic. "David, sweetheart, nobody forced you to help anyone. If you couldn't afford it, you should have said no." "When?" David's voice cracked. "When Sarah's kids needed a place to live? When Liam got arrested? When you were going to lose the house?" "Oh my gosh." Sarah finally looked up. "Are you seriously keeping score? That's so toxic, David." "Family doesn't keep score, but family shows up," David said. "Family sends the $50 they promised when someone's walking to work in the rain. Maybe if you'd learn to manage money instead of playing a TM machine." Liam started. That's when David laughed. Not a happy laugh, the kind that made everyone stop chewing. "Playing a TM? I haven't been on a date in 3 years. I eat peanut butter sandwiches for dinner. I've worn the same shoes since 2019. While you were in Miami last week, Melissa, I was walking 4 miles to work because I couldn't afford the bus." "David's having another pity party," Sarah announced to the table. "This is exactly why we had to remove you from the group chat. The negativity." David stood up slowly, looked around the table at each of them, his family, the people he destroyed his credit for, emptied his retirement for, given up his entire 30s for, and walked out. We didn't know it at the time, but he was sick of getting taken for granted, and he was ready to make my entire family pay, including me. Full story on channel Inc. below.